Hey everybody, it's Mark Schultz with Digital Aircraft, and I'm still here in 2023, and it's very exciting because there's so many companies here that are coming out with amazing solutions and are announcing new relationships. And what I wanted to do here this afternoon was I wanted to introduce to you SkyThread and a little bit about what they're doing and how they're making a difference in the industry today. Yeah. So would you just quickly tell people who you are and basically what you do?
Sure, thanks Mark. So my name is Mark Roboff and I'm the CEO of SkyThread. And we're building an industry data network that enables companies in the MRO aftermarket to be able to share data effectively, efficiently, without friction by solving for trust and conflict of interest mitigation.
Okay, perfect. Now let me just dig into that just a little bit deeper,
Sure.
Because people need to understand really, what SkyThread does. And so we're going to get into a little bit more detail about the relationships that you've come up with people. But can you tell me a little bit about what is the technology that SkyThread is basing your solutions on?
Yeah, so it's a private permission blockchain. And what blockchain does is allows the industry to put data governance front and center so that it can share data in a way where everyone who's originating data into this network has control over how it's used. So therefore, if I'm an airline, I don't have to worry about giving my MRO data to another airline I make contract with because they're going to use it to perhaps see where I'm trying to plan routes, right? Or I can give my data to an airframer or to a component OEM and not have to worry about how they may use that data, on a warranty claim, right? So I can share data for the use cases I want to share the data for, without having to worry about, contracts, trusts, and all the other typical things that have prevented the industry from realizing value in digital transformation to date.
Excellent. One of the things I really like is that you're leveraging advanced technologies such as blockchain and other things surrounding that into solving some really big problems that exist out there. Now, one of the things I wanted to do here is I wanted to run down a little bit of a couple of the main things that you're doing because I want people to understand that.
Sure.
And I understand you have two brand new contracts that you've announced, one yesterday and one today. And maybe you could just tell us what those two are, and then I'll drive down both of them and understand it.
So at SkyThread, we're here thrilled to be able to announce today our two first launch partnerships or commercial partnerships. Yesterday, we announced the launch of our commercial partnership with Air France KLM. Air France KLM was with us from before day zero, working with us as a launch collaborator for our first product called SkyThread for Parts, which is a track and trace solution built on the SkyThread blockchain. And today, we're really excited to announce our launch partnership with AJW. Both Air France KLM and AJW have big component repair services. Air France KLM has a big MRO, that's an airline-owned MRO. AJW is a big independent MRO. What's great about launching with these type of customers is that we can go and deliver value to their customer networks very, very quickly, as well as deliver value to their supply chain networks. Companies that we're working with, such as Parker Hannifin, Parker Aerospace, or I guess today it's Parker Megan.
Okay, good. Good. Well, hey, let me dig into both of those because I want people to understand this a little bit because both of these things are actually very significant initiatives that happen, in the industry today. Yep. And so let's start with the first one, then we'll go to the AJW in 1 second. But the first one, one of the things I remember from many years ago is that Air France and KLM have been in the business of looking at digital and advancing digital for many, many years. Now, why did they choose what you're doing, and what's the business problem that you're really trying to solve for them, and how does that flow down into something that is of value?
So the business problem that we're really trying to solve for, at a technical level, is efficient and effective data sharing, right? Because when we think about parts and the life cycle that they live, no one actor has all the information necessary to transact on a part buy and a sell or a lease, or bring that up to the component level, the complex assembly level, or even the aircraft level, right? And we realize that as the airline, they're going to have some data about the part. The component repair station, they're going to have some data about the part. The OEM, they're going to have some data about the part. There's a myriad number of use cases that really come together and deliver value when you can put all that information together in a seamless data sharing environment. Now, KLM and Air France, they actually did a POC on blockchain 4 years ago, and they had a lot of lessons learned. Right? Part of what SkyThread is providing is the fact that we are a neutral facilitator in this marketplace. I mean, everyone in MRO is both a supplier to and a competitor with each other, right? And if I am an airline or an OEM trying to deliver this as an airline product or an OEM product, it's going to be very hard for me to mitigate those conflict of interest questions I mentioned earlier. But SkyThread and the consortium that we have helped form with leaders in the industry to do pre-competitive standards around data governance avoids that conflict of interest problem. Right? We're not an airline. We're not a parts manufacturer. We're not an airframer. But we could play that neutral facilitator role. We can be Switzerland. And that is really a new part of the business model. It's a lesson learned from past attempts to do blockchain in aviation.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Is a lot of times when people are looking at some of the new technology that's coming out, like blockchain, they're a little bit skeptical.
Yeah, of course.
They think that that's not really fully established yet, or And one of the interesting things is that one of the very first live broadcasts I did was about 4 years ago or so, and I actually did some live, broadcast blockchain training sessions with people. This is like 4 years ago, and I know that people have been doing this for much longer. And so, how can people have confidence that blockchain solutions, are really mature enough and they make sense?
I like to say that really at the end of the day, what we have at the technology level is boring. So when we talk about the SkyThread blockchain, I say it's a boring blockchain. It's not about NFTs. It's not about cryptocurrency. It's not about any of the hype or the buzz or the noise that we've seen circulate around blockchain over the last couple of years. What this is a private permission distributed database that also, thanks to the nature and the design of blockchain, is highly tamper resistant. Distribution means that data can stay close to the customer. Tamper resistant means that data at a technical level can be trusted, right? It provides an insurance policy that when you're working with safety critical data, when you're working with asset data, it's in a network where we know the data is going to be governed properly, right? And that it's going to be managed properly, also from a cybersecurity perspective. Yeah. So the way we say it's mature, it's saying, hey, it's boring. There's nothing really more to it than that.
I think that's really an interesting perspective when you say it like that. But what I have to say myself personally is that I've seen digital technology and blockchain and things grow rapidly, and I've seen a lot of maturity that's happened, especially in the last year, to tell you the truth. And I really like what you're doing, and I think that it's very interesting that you've entered into some arrangements with some very established companies like Air France and KLM. And so I'll be looking very much forward to what you're doing and the successes that you'll be building on from what you've created so far.
Yep.
So let's go to the second conversation. You said the second one was AJW.
Yep.
And first of all, what I like to do is I know who AJW is, but a lot of times people watching, they don't know who AJW is, right? And I first learned about them and some of the parts and materials that they actually provide in databases and distribution. First of all, just tell people quickly who AJW is and why they do what they do.
So AJW is a $500 million a year company that does parts, buy, sell, components, exchanges, leases, and they have also an MRO business. In Montreal, Canada, it's the former Air Canada Technique, and it's with that MRO business that we're partnering with. And within that MRO business, there's a new digital arm called Neo NextGen, which has a wonderful digital transformation and digital incubation strategy. And to thank Monica Madra, who really brought us into the AJW network and is a partner with us in really building out, a digital first value prop, to that customer base. And,
okay. So what is the business problem that you're engaging with them to look at to be able to help them solve?
Sure. So for track and trace from SkyThread for parts, right? The business problem, or just talk about business value. It's different for different actors. From a component repair standpoint, it's having a full history of data so that when a component repair station receives a part that just has a post-it note that says broken, right, we could reduce the forensics work that has to be done to troubleshoot what's actually broken with the part, to improve turnaround time, right? There are then for the airline, we talk about matching the right part to the right plane at the right time. So we're all familiar with the just-in-time supply chain and manufacturing, which is something this industry sometimes does well and sometimes does not. What we really haven't seen is a just-in-time supply chain for MRO, right? And for airlines, when we think about how much parts over storage, right, over supply there is,
and the cost involved.
The maintenance costs, the HVAC costs, the forklift costs, reducing that, right, is going to save hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and also provide a little sustainability aside. But those are the big high-level ones, and we can go on for ages and ages.
So basically, what you're telling me is that you're basically going to be putting in place for them an ability to be able to manage the parts, manage which parts they need, and be able to manage the cost and the sales and the needs and the demands. And
it's about improving data, improving data volume and sharing back and forth, getting everyone to make better decisions, smarter decisions, empowering folks with information.
Perfect. Well, listen, I really congratulate you and you guys, coming up with these two recent engagements, and I believe that they're going to really make a big difference.
Thanks.
And so congratulations on that, first of all.
And can I give one thank you to someone that's nearby here, which is our strategic technology partner, FPT.
Oh, FPT.
Okay. FPT.
And who is FPT and what do they do?
FPT is an IT services firm, and they are, in a lot of ways, our long tail. So they've helped us develop the solution, and they provide IT support for us. And for our customers, right? So they'll help with our delivery, they'll help with onboarding, and they're a global firm. They're based out of Vietnam, but they're a global firm with deep aerospace and aviation expertise.
Perfect.
Right, and we've been working with them now for well over a year, and it's thanks to them and our broader partner network that has allowed us to get to this point, in two short years.
Yeah, well, very good. I think it's fantastic that you find people with significant amount of expertise. Yeah. They're actually quite a large company with a lot of, I think he said he had 30,000 employees or something like that, with a very significant, deep technical expertise. Yes. And you partnered with them to be able to enable, the success that you are with this implementation. Very good. Perfect. Very much. And you said it was FPT. Very good. Yeah. Okay, very good. Very good. Now, if people wanted to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
info@skythread.aero.
Okay.
Just shoot us an
info@skythread.aero. Okay, very good. Excellent. Very good. Hey, I'm so happy for you and the success that you have going right now and these next steps. I think I knew of your business about a year ago, maybe something like that. And we actually did a live broadcast about a year ago or something like that. And you made a tremendous amount of success. Congratulations. And I'm looking forward to seeing the success that you have moving forward.
The journey has just begun.
Very good. I appreciate it. All right. Okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mark.
Fair winds and following seas to you all. And I look forward to having additional broadcasts with you. And we'll see you soon. Bye.